Hello and welcome to episode 31 of the Isla Paradiso bunch. It's Carrots here again, and we have the usual crew who are still in China, and Judy is still in the tomb where she has retrieved Pangu's axe. And now she's gone up. This has taken her back to the starting point. There's a room up here for a tent. They're usually pretty tired by the time they get to this point, and they need to sleep, so the tent won't fit into many parts of this tomb, but there is plenty of room upstairs there. Now, when she comes down here, we've got 3 steam traps that she's going to have to disable. She can either inspect and disable or inspect and attempt to cross. I usually try to get them to disable a trap. And if they don't disable it immediately and it's only a steam trap, I'll get them to attempt to cross it because that will also disable it. If it's a fire trap though, well, they need to have lots of shower in a can in their inventory just in case they get burnt. Sometimes they dance up and down in the middle of a fire track and use up about 10 cans of it before they finally get out. She's decided to attempt to cross that one to put it out, and it's worked. Retrieve the treasure from the treasure chest. Sometimes I get them to light candles and incense burners when they get the opportunity, and sometimes I don't. It costs money to do it. Now she's going to try to disable this trap. Another steam trap, I believe. Sometimes they can walk around these traps, but sometimes they can't because there could be another trap on the wall, or they just don't want to. You tell them to go around it and they just ignore you and go straight through it. Now there's the 3rd trap. Once she gets through here, she will have to go through that dive well to get to the final part of the tomb. It's at this point that I have realised that she's actually heading the wrong direction, because we needed to go back down the other staircase to collect the sigil and a few other very valuable items from the part of the tomb where she got the axe from. But we'll go through this part now and come back. I've just got a few things a bit back to front to how I usually do them in this particular game. So she's come up from the dive well and she's found a boulder. The only way past that boulder is to smash it. Of course, you can't get to this part of the tomb until you have got the axe, and you can't smash the boulder until you've got the axe. There's quite a lot of boulders for her to smash between here and the end of this tomb. She's really just going to walk along this long passageway, collect a few items out of a couple of different treasure chests and pick up some ancient coins and then come to the door to exit the tomb altogether. But we won't exit, we'll go back in and pick up those items that we forgot to get already from the other part of the tomb. Sometimes I think there's way too many boulders in this part of the tomb because sometimes she's got to smash 2 or 3 boulders just to get to the next stage of what she's got to do next. But all those ancient coins will come in very handy when she can buy things from the special merchant. Of course, you also have to have a high enough visa level to be able to buy certain items, and unfortunately the more useful items you can only get after you've pretty much finished your tomb exploring. Although you can come back to World Adventures Worlds later on in any game and just go looking for treasure in the tombs, and then those items will be useful then as well. But they make you do the tombs the hard way before you get enough ancient coins and visa points to be able to buy houses and other useful tools to help you with your exploring. Sometimes I do like to bring my Sims back just to take them for a holiday. She's close to the exit now. We would normally then, or at least if I'm playing, I usually just go straight home at this point and let her hand the axe back and get the next adventure. But in this case, I want to take us back through the tomb again to pick up the sigil and a few other valuable items that I forgot to get. So I will leave it after she's broken this boulder. As you can see where she's could go out there, that's the exit. But we're going to come back down the staircase instead of going out the door. And I'll pick it up again when we are about to go to the part of the tomb that I forgot to go to. Now she now needs to go down that staircase at the bottom of the screen, and that will take her back to the part of the tomb where she found the axe. And of course she still needs to go through the dive well. Fortunately, all the traps have been disarmed, so we don't have to wait for her to disarm the traps this time. At least not at the beginning. There's just a staircase that she walked past, that you have to walk past to go to get the axe. But on the way out of the tomb, you need to turn around and go up that staircase. It is just before the wall trap gets disarmed. So she's emerged from the dive well, and now she's got to run up that flight of steps and across a little gap and down the next flight of steps. And when she gets to the bottom, she will find that this flight of steps that she forgot to go up now. She's got to climb them, and now she is in the part of the tomb that I forgot to take us through. There she goes up those steps, and there's a boulder in front of her. We should have smashed this boulder before going through the other part of the tomb. Now, this is the part of the tomb that got broken by EA when they released an expansion pack. I think it was Generations. She could get to this point, but as you can see, there's a little narrow passageway there where the Sims can't walk through now, so they get a routing error. Previously, they ran through there with no problems. But after that expansion pack got released, the Sims needed more space around them and they could no longer get through there. But they have to get through there to be able to pick up the sigil. If you want to complete the tomb collection for China, you've got to get in there. Now at first I used to make them meditate and teleport using meditation. But it takes a couple of days because they've got to get a rest and there's nowhere to put a tent up, and then once they get in there they can't get out again unless they teleport, and they're too tired to teleport. There are sleeping bags, and I tried them for a while too, but I rejected them in the end because a Sim with a sleeping bag in the inventory will whip it out and go to sleep anytime, any place, and it's really annoying. So in the end, I have resorted to cheats, and I just get them to teleport around this particular part of the tomb by just holding the shift key and clicking the floor after I've got testing cheats enabled turned on. You know, they used to be able to fit through there, no problems. And then after that expansion pack got released, it never worked again. So I feel it is a glitch, so the most efficient way I can find for them to get around is just teleport using the cheat and shift key. There's a hidden door here that she needs to reveal to get in there to pick up the sigil. That's the item that she needs to complete the tomb collection for China. Sometimes this door takes a really long time for them to get it open. But she's got in, and it's in that treasure chest. So there it is. Take that. That's what we really needed to come in here to collect. Everything else is just a bit extra money for them to sell. Now she's got to teleport back out collect that. That's also a tomb collection item that she didn't pick up earlier. And there's other things in these treasure chests as well. I just picked these things up out of the treasure chest just to see what's in there, basically, because she doesn't need the money. They've got more money than they can know what to do with. I end up taking everything back to their home and displaying it on shelves and things, and then it fills up the house, and then the house gets impossible to play because there's too much junk in it. So I'm going to have to start selling them again, I think. Quite often you don't get things that are worth anything much anyway out of the treasure chests. But sometimes you get things that are hugely valuable. Now she's finished, she can actually go and deliver the axe. I won't actually waste time to see her exiting the tomb. I'll stop here and come back when she's out ready to deliver the axe. Well, she's outside again, and we might as well enjoy a little bit of the scenery of China. We've been inside a tomb for such a long time. And here she is, running back to deliver the axe. The first time I had a sim that found the axe, I didn't want to deliver it, but you have to, otherwise they can't get the rest of the adventure. And there are some more steps yet. She hasn't smashed the boulder that she needs to smash. And she gets to keep the axe anyway in the end. So she keeps running, and she finally comes to the sim in China that she needs to deliver the axe to, and she gets another adventure. This is called Boulder Smash. She needs to go to the Temple of the Hot Springs, smash the boulder, go through the tomb and find the relic and deliver it to blank. So the adventures are playing up already. At this point in the game, the name of the sim that she's got to deliver her relic to is missing. However, we will continue on with the adventure. So there's the Temple of Heaven at the top right of the screen. That is where she found Pangu's axe. And now she's got to go to the Temple of the Hot Springs, which is pretty much in the middle of the screen. And that's where she's going to smash the boulder that she had to get permission from earlier in this series of adventures. However, I'll go back to the base camp to just check on what the other Sims are doing while Judy gets herself to the Temple of the Hot Springs. Looks like Josephine's got another adventure to deliver some fish. Her inventory is fairly full of fish because she spent so much time fishing earlier on in their stay in China. I hope she doesn't get into a fight with whoever she's delivering these fish to. She's a hot-headed genie. Invisible bicycle that she's riding there at the moment. There she delivers her fish. No fights today, thank goodness. And she starts playing with the kicky ball. She's got one of them in her inventory to help her get her lifetime wish. She needs to get to level 10 in all 3 social groups. We'll leave Josephine there playing kicky ball with her friend from China and go and see what Judy's up to. She's got to the hot springs and she's gone fishing. Now another member of the household, Jeannie Jones, needs to catch a Koamo koi, and there happen to be some swimming in this particular waterhole. So she is going to come here and fish while Judy looks for this boulder she's got to smash. There it is. Come on, Judy, up you come. Stop your fishing. You've got a boulder to smash. There's plenty of steps for her to climb. And of course, once she smashes this boulder, she'll take a dive and find herself in another tomb that she has to complete to return the relic to the sim whose name we don't know yet. So there's another boulder smashed, and Judy has to now go and jump into that dive well. She's just got to stop playing with magic first. She seems to enjoy her magic playing. Hopefully she's gaining a lot of magic skill. Then she goes into the dive well, swims through the tunnel, and emerges down below in the new tomb. Now this tomb is quite tricky, and it has a lot of fire traps and floor switches and things that she's got to negotiate. In this tomb, there isn't anything much that she can do except wait. I'm not sure if running into those two little side rooms helps or not, but eventually some steam traps in the walls get turned on, and they extinguish the flames in the fire traps that are on the floor. And once the flames are out, she can run up the middle between the two wall traps for steam coming out of them to get into the next part of the tomb. There she finds another dive well to jump into, and she goes down to the next level. But before she does that, of course, we need to open this treasure chest and get the treasure and retrieve the gold ancient coins. So she's got her treasure, and now she can take a dive into the dive well. And she emerges on the next level down where there's more fire traps. But she doesn't have to go through them at this point. These two side rooms have got treasure chests and floor switches and pushable statues for her to negotiate, use, and find out what will be revealed before she moves on to the next stage. That statue she's going to pull across onto the floor switch. She can collect the pile of ancient coins and then run across to the other side to see what she can find in that hole in the floor that was just revealed by the pushable statue going onto the floor switch. She may find treasure there, or she might find another switch there. She's found a switch. So all these switches, she needs to pull them because they may be necessary for her to get to the next step. But in this case, it's just revealed a hidden door where she's found some more treasure in a treasure chest. She's got to come back and pull that pushable statue onto that floor switch to see what happens next. There we go. We've turned on steam, which is putting out the fires. And that floor switch has now appeared, and it's turned out off or disabled the fires in the middle. Now she's got another dive well to jump into. She can go down to another level in this tomb. Quite often the sim gets very tired during doing this particular tomb, so you need to have your tent or sleeping bag handy. This level is complicated and it doesn't work as well now as it used to work. Previously you could click on something and the sim would just run to it, but now you have to click quite often in little steps because the sim gets lost. The routing isn't quite as it used to be. She's going to read whatever she has to read. And there's a floor switch in the middle of that dark area that she needs to stand on. So she can go and stand on that floor switch and push the pushable statue. This is a thing in logic where you've just got to move that statue backwards and forwards for a certain amount of time to be able to get into the various side rooms. So now she can get into that first room. But as I said, you've got to tell her to go step by step. She won't just go somewhere. Now you have to give her step-by-step instructions to go from where she was to where you want her to be. There's another floor switch there and a star keystone. It can be hard to see that sometimes, depends on the light, but you need that, so you better pick it up. And then she has to go back into that central section and push the movable statue up a bit, and it puts out fire on the right hand side. She didn't quite do it enough for her to get in there, so she needs to pull the statue back a bit. And then a bit more. Now she can get in on the other side and stand on that floor switch. And again, you've got to give her step-by-step instructions or she can't find the floor switch from where she was. So that's turned on its steam, which has put out some of the fire in the middle there. And now she's got to push that movable statue all the way to the end, I think, this time, to put out that final bit of fire on the left-hand side. Yep. Now she can get through to the next dive well. But first of all, she needs to go into that second room on the left. And again, you've got to give her step-by-step instructions or she won't find the room. You used to just be able to click on in that room and she'd go straight to what she had to go to, but not anymore. Using her axe to clear the rubble pile. Getting a bit of treasure. Got to have a little chat with her here to get her to move on. She needs step-by-step instructions to be able to find that dive well. But she will get there, eventually. And then she can dive in and go down to the next level. Your sim is often really tired by this point, but I tend to keep pushing them until I get told that the sim's too tired to do that. Got to be careful getting that treasure chest over that right-hand side, because there's a trap there, which she got caught in. And she got her treasure. Now she can go back, and where the sparkles are, that's where she's going to find the relic that she needs to hand in. But there's also a sigil in that group of 3 treasure chests. So if you want to complete your tomb collection, you need to collect it as well. Looks like it's in the same chest with the relic that she has to collect at this point. Once she's got them, then she can dive into the final dived well and report in. So it's all dark outside, night time. Sometimes I get them to pitch their tent just there so they can sleep there before they go to report in. Looks like it's raining outside. With NRAS Traveller mod and seasons, you do actually get weather in the World Adventure worlds. It's interesting to see it in different weather types. So Judy's going to get wet as she travels back to report in. Just go into options to make the draw distance or the number of lots that you can see clearly a bit more, so you can actually get a better look around town. So we might as well enjoy the view, since I've increased the number of lots that are visible. This is about the end of the video now as well, because this one's getting too long. and I'll shut down and we'll see her deliver her relic in the next video, and we'll have a little look at the scenery then as well. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Happy simming. Carrots out.